I'm gonna go over one of my favorite exercises. This is a cable fly, a little bit more declined because we've done a flat bench, we did an incline bench, and now we're gonna go a chest exercise without hardly any tricep, completely activating your chest and a little bit biasing towards the lower fibers of your chest to continue strategically changing how your muscles contract. Remember, in this program, every single exercise we're choosing is based on muscle growth and based on muscle development. And how do we maximize muscle contraction through exercise? We do this by strategically changing joint positions. So this is another way we're going to do that. So how are you going to do a cable fly if you're just walking into the gym? Let's take this at a step-by-step approach, starting with how to position these cables. So what you're going to do is, you're probably going to walk in. This thing's going to be all the way up. You're going to position the arm of this to where it's slightly lower than chest level. That's all going to be dictated by your height. So for me, this is going to sit around number 10 on this. So you're going to have to find a position here that when you begin the exercise, so if you're just looking at this, it looks as if it's almost even with my shoulder. But if you look at where the cable lies, the cable is a little bit lower. So the cable actually lies right where I want it here, which is just a little bit underneath my shoulder and almost right in line, almost a nipple line. This is like right in line with my sternum here. So we're positioning this thing so the lower portion of your chest can contract. And one of the cool parts about this is, notice that when we do a cable fly, there's no elbow extension. So it's purely bringing your hands together like this without any extension of the arm. So this is a way to completely isolate your chest, performing the motion that it performs best, which is called horizontal shoulder adduction, which is simply bringing your hands together. That's what your chest does. So this really maximizes every fiber of your chest as you bring these things together. The other cool thing that this does is, look how when I'm all the way together, this cable gets closer to my shoulder joint. This creates a matching resistance profile, meaning as my chest gets progressively weaker, the weight drops off a little bit. And then as I get stronger towards this stretch, the weight gets a little bit heavier. So that matches the profile that your chest contracts with. So this is just a cool thing about this exercise. So step one is position the pulleys a little bit underneath your shoulder. You've got that set. Now let's do the exercise. So we want to choose a weight that is going to make it to where as we approach the end of a set, you can only perform maybe 3 more, but no more than 3. 1 to 3 is going to be the optimal range, and that's called reps in reserve, meaning when you're done with this set, how many more reps could you have done? We want to push the effort, so we don't want the rep number to be much more than 3. So let's see if we can do this with the set that I'm going to do here. I've got this on 20 pounds. That's not really heavy, but remember, there's no tricep in this. This is completely isolating your chest. So this is one of those things that you really don't have to go that heavy on. And we want to really focus on the muscle activation part of this, meaning we want to focus on tightening your chest, making your chest squeeze your hands and draw them towards the center. So when you get here, you're not simply moving your hands in. This is what everybody else is doing. This is not what we want to do. We want to tighten your chest and make your chest pull your hand in every single inch, really focusing on that contraction. And then as you get all the way in, you're going to squeeze your chest as hard as you can. And then you're going to make your chest fight the weight all the way back to that starting position. Let's go over some reps. Let's go over how this would look when you're watching most people do this. Most people do this like this. They get in here, and they do this. reps. How do we want to do this? Well, let's go over it. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to start your timer. If you're doing this with me, we're going to go for 1 minute. We're going to get into a split stance, coming on the ball of your back foot. I want you to tighten your chest before you move. Make your chest draw your hands together. Envision your hands as being 2 arrows, and your chest is going to bring those arrows to the center. Now I'm going to squeeze here as hard as I can, and then I'm going to make my chest fight this weight all the way back to the starting position. Now I'm going to keep tension on my chest, keeping tension, drawing my hands back together. This is one of the best chest isolation exercises that you can do because there's no tricep, and this is purely engaging your chest muscles. Keeping that tension. Drawing my hands together. Time is up. I'm going to finish this rep. Keep fighting for it. Keep fighting for it. Squeeze at the end. And then fight every inch that you come back. Now, notice that's way different. Look at this. I can do that all day. Those are reps. We want to focus on tightening your chest before you move, making your chest squeeze and pull your hands all the way to the center, keeping that activation on your chest, and then fighting all the way back to the starting position. I'm going to catch my breath. That's how you engage your chest throughout the entire exercise. Why am I so passionate about this? Why is it that I get so excited and fired up? All this is out of fun. All my funny examples, it's out of fun. But the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I want to save you time. I want to take you where you want to go. And part of the drama reps and the, overly exaggerating some of this, although really not, because I see this all the time, so it's really not, is I'm trying to show you reality. Because all these things aren't belief systems with me. This is not something that I believe in. This is not something that I'm trying to sell you. This is reality. This is science based on physics, based on biomechanics, based on muscle contractions, based on the most current research and what we know with muscle growth. This is science-based. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm on the cutting edge of things, and because I'm not going to waste my time. So that's the reason I'm so passionate about this, is because there's so much training out there, and I'm just kind of tired of seeing it. And so I'm just really trying to help the most people that I can. Let's go round 2. I'm going to start my timer for 1 minute. Okay, staggered stance. Notice my back foot. I'm on the ball of my back foot. I've got my trunk slightly leaned forward. What's step 1? Step 1, we're going to tighten your chest before you move. And we're going to make your chest draw your hands together. And I'm going to get really dialed in here. So I'm thinking about my chest, bringing my hands towards the center, keeping that tension, fighting every inch all the way back. Keeping that tension, pause here, tighten first. That's time. I'm going to do one more rep. Keeping that tension on my chest. What is that, 2 reps? I think it's 2, maybe 3, but I think it might have been 2. Keep fighting for it. I'm going to control all the way back, keeping tension on my chest. That is, on a scale of 1 to 10, that was an 8.5. Reps in reserve, meaning how many reps could I have done as I ended the set? Maybe 1, probably not more than 1. So if you could have done more than 3, you need to increase the time, you need to increase your focus. As you rest, I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to show you a 10 rep set that is not based on time, that's based on reps. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to time this as a demonstration as of why we go under time under tension and why we don't go by reps. So let's go ahead and show this to you. I'm going to show you my watch so you can see it. Okay, look, so I'm going to start my timer. I'm going to time this. I'm going to go 10 reps, and let's see how long it takes me to get to 10, and we can compare the two. Timer start. Here we go. This is what you typically see in the gym. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now those were pretty controlled reps, and that was 23 seconds. Now remember, I started my timer and then started, so really it was under 20 seconds. Under 20 seconds, 10 relatively reps. That was not hard. That was really easy. 10 reps. Mission complete, right? I got to 10. The reps don't matter. It's how much time were you under tension for, and what was your effort during that time? That's what matters. It's not the rep number. Let's go to our last set. Let's go back to our time under tension approach, because it's so much more meaningful and it's so much more valuable. Let's do it. I'm gonna start my timer, 1 minute. Here we go, same weight. Let's compare apples to apples. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, step 1, I'm gonna tighten my chest before I move. And I'm gonna make my chest, draw my hands together. Squeezing at the end. And I'm gonna keep tension on my chest and fight every inch that I come back. Now remember, this is on 20 pounds. This is not a lot of weight. But as we know, the weight doesn't matter either. Squeezing at the end. That's 2 reps. This is pretty effing hard. Sometimes these things still fascinate me. Pause here. Time is up. That's a minute. I'm at 2.5 reps. I'm going to keep fighting for it. Forgot my leg shaking. Shit. This stuff still fascinates me. That's crazy. It's 1 minute. I got 3 reps. 3 reps. I just showed you a set where I did 10 reps in under 20 seconds. Which one was harder? The 3 rep set for a minute or the 10 rep set in under 20 seconds? The crazy part about this, guys, the crazy part about this is if I walk into Lifetime Fitness, which is where I go, that's the norm. That's the crazy part. Welcome to Steel Fit. We're done with chest. Let's go to triceps.